name is Emma Wilson. I'm a freshman at ASU, and I'm going to be reading my essay, and it's on eco-bricks. So, plastic first began being mass-produced in 1907. However, it was not until the 1960s that scientists began seeing the issues with this so-called resource. The main problem with plastic is that it is non-biodegradable. Plastics are used in seemingly infinite ways in our society, thrown away in much the same infinite way, and the ability of plastic to decompose completely is almost impossible. And when it does encounter the natural environment, it releases a harmful gas into the atmosphere. As time goes on, this problem grows exponentially and seems irreversible. There have been hundreds of innovations, inventions, ideas, and movements to try to raise awareness to this. Environmentalists have always pushed back to the harm done to the environment from this material. One of these pushes is called eco-bricks. Eco-bricks are plastic bottles that are packed with pieces of used plastic to create a building block. By grabbing already used plastic bottles and plastic pieces, this solution is able to clean up the areas that are intensely polluted, reduce the harm done to the environment and wildlife, and help create shelters for those in poor communities or even countries. Plastic pollution is a global problem and continues to grow. As much as people try to keep plastic contained in landfills, it often finds its way into streets and oceans. According to the Sea Turtle Conservatory, over 1 million marine animals, including mammals, fish, sharks, turtles, and birds, are killed each year due to plastic debris in the ocean. The animals that encounter plastic typically die by entanglement, starvation, or ingestion, creating further pushback to help the undeserving ecosystems and animals that are disrupted by plastic pollution. As plastic affects animals, it also affects humans. Through the constant pollution, poor conditions, and harsh weather, people in other countries may find it harder to find jobs, shelter, and even education. According to an article written by Rob Hopkins in The Guardian, a school in Guatemala made from eco-bricks has created a sustainable challenge for the students. As part of the curriculum, students are asked to bring in a completed eco-brick each week, having written their homework on the side of it. This not only allows the buildings to continue being made by the research, but also promotes the students' learning and incentivizes them to take an interest in their education. By cleaning up environments and by filling disposed bottles with microplastics, they can create various buildings, schools, and housing. This alone can help provide jobs and education to developing communities within countries, as well as protect them against naturally occurring weather and teach them how waste can be repurposed as a resource. Much like plastic initially, eco-bricks sounds like a harmless idea. Unfortunately, there is some concern for it to be potentially more harmful to humans than intended. Another initially unforeseen problem with plastic is the toxic gases that are released as it breaks down. Many plastics take nearly 500 years to biodegrade into the environment. As it biodegrades, it emits methane into the atmosphere, and as it gets hotter, it perpetuates the cycle of climate change. Methane is one of the more well-known chemicals that causes cancer and other health problems. While the disposed of plastic is being reused in a productive way, the methane gas is typically released as the plastic meets heat, which is even more concerning for those living in warmer conditions. If people are sleeping near or even working within these plastic buildings, they may be subjected to consuming even more of this gas at a higher rate than they would if they just allowed plastic to inhabit freely in their environment. While this may be true, it is safe to assume that most communities cover the eco-brick buildings with something to make them sturdy and reduce this issue. These bricks may even be used as building insulation. In an article explaining the solution of eco-bricks, the author writes, they can be used vertically as infill in timber frame building systems or horizontally, where they are mortared together with clay or cement. By being able to hide the actual plastic from the sun and hot air, citizens would be able to live and work in eco-brick buildings safely, while still preserving the communities and environment around them. Plastic has proven to be a large contributor to the wildlife death rate, poor conditions of the environment, and unsanitary conditions within poor countries. These are things that everyone should agree on need improvement in one way or another. Eco-bricks nudge these issues with no harm done. By using eco-bricks as a resource, oceans can become cleaner, gas and pollution consumed by the environment can be reduced, and communities can utilize the buildings made with this resource to create jobs, education, and general knowledge of how to clean their space and use waste as a resource. Also, I forgot to mention I'm sick and I'm not wearing my glasses right now, so I apologize.